Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the current best drugstore makeup. These are my picks on what is the most legit and also the most affordable. I wanted to do something really neutral, easy to replicate, all of that good stuff, but I wanted it to have a vibe, a pop, if you will, so I applied some silver liner. Honestly, I haven't done a wing in a long time. Thank God for editing because it took me like 40 minutes. I've lost my touch. But this look helped me get it back. That's that. I'm just rambling. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to see how to do it, let's jump right in. I am going to start by applying the NYX Honey Do Me Up Primer to the face. This says that it has honey, a natural antiseptic, gold flakes, which increase skin radiance, and collagen for smoother skin. The reason I love this so much is because it's both a really hydrating primer. I have dry skin, so I need all of the moisture, and it also is like a serum, so it feels very nourishing, very hydrating. The only con is that it's very intensely scented. Like it smells, honestly the smell reminds me of that Band-Aid ointment that you put on your cuts. If you've used it, you know what I'm talking about. A very strong antiseptic smell. However, it does not irritate my skin. As you can see, I have a little bit of eczema happening and it's not itching, it's not burning, so it's not a very irritating smell, if that makes sense. Last week I went out and bought the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Cover, Total Cover foundation. I personally have been loving this. I find that when I use a really light layer, it blends in so beautifully and it feels like there's nothing on your skin. Like you don't get that tacky or heavy feeling you can get with some creamy full coverage foundations, and it lasts such a long time, hands down, like the longest lasting drugstore foundation I've ever used. Definitely lives up to its name. I do notice if I go in with too much, it tends to ball up on itself a little bit, so definitely build up to pigmentation or coverage, and I find that it does build up really nicely. Even though it's full coverage, honestly, it blends out really prettily with the fingers. Beauty blender is not the best option because it is kind of a moussey foundation, and it also blends out really nicely with the brush. It has a bit of a gel consistency. I really like it. I don't find it to be super drying on my dry skin. I'm going to be concealing with the Wet n Wild Come Correct Celebrity Concealer. I've mentioned before that this is one of my favorite, one of the best drugstore concealers. It honestly lasts such a long time in terms of product amount. Also lasts a long time under the eyes. Additionally, a little bit goes a really long way. I think I only need like 3 or 4 dots under the eye at most. If I do any more, it becomes a bit of an extreme creasing situation. To set that, I'm going to go with the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. The reason I feel like this is one of the best drugstore powders is because it's very finely milled. Feels heavy to the touch, but it's very lightweight on the skin, non-drying and non-cakey, just blends right in. And to strategically set some of the not so dry areas of my face, I'm going to be using the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. Not only is this waterproof, it's also really just nice to the touch. It's not super silky or slick like a lot of mattifying powders can be. It has that denseness to it that kind of allows it to adhere onto the skin rather than sit on top. I feel like this would be an amazing product for those of you who are oily. The waterproof aspect of it makes me feel like this is like going to be a summer go-to. On the eyelids, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Magic Decrease Eye Primer. I have mentioned this before. It is my standard fave. Does that even make sense? Drugstore eyeshadow primer. When I apply eyeshadow primer, I tend to focus it where I get the most creasing and then blend it out from there. That way the good majority of it sticks down to those problem areas. For shadow today, I'm going to be using the Essence All About Nudes eyeshadow. This palette is ridiculously cheap and the shades in it are really good. They have that nice, soft, almost creamy, blendable vibe. And I'm going to be going in first with this medium light warm brown shade, and I'm just going to apply this to the crease. Then I'm going to cover the lid in the more neutral medium to dark brown shade and just focusing on blending the crap out of it. Do you see how easily that's like blending itself out? It's so hard to find a drugstore eyeshadow like this. Usually they like pick up on themselves or get streaky, but these are so good. To kind of rein in some of that smoke, I'm going to be going out with the vanilla shade, lightest shade in the corner, and just applying that to the edges of the haziness. I'm going to be doing a wing today, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Color Tattoo Eye Chrome in the shade Silver Spark. I've really been loving the look of brown tones with a pop of silver. I find it's a bit unexpected, which I like. And this formula in particular is really easy to work with because it's kind of slick. And I love that you can build it up to look really chunky and textured on the eye, so you can really make your wing the focal point of the look. For lashes and mascara today, I'm going to be using the Ardell Double Wispies. I love these because the Wispies are like the iconic drugstore lash, but this one's stacked yet still gives you the same flexibility, ease of application. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the Falsies Push Up. The brush on this feels like it's catered to false lash mascara applying. It really lengthens and separates everything. And then on the lower lashes, I'm going to be going in with the Jordana Best Lash Extreme. Super cheap. If you've been here a while, you know I've loved this for a few years now. Really great formula. Moving back into the face, I need some warmth. Something has happened. I look a little bit too pale. Gonna be using the Rimmel London Kate Moss Contour, this doesn't have a name on it. It's Contour and Highlight Blush Palette. I'm gonna be using the middle shade here to bronze up, warm up my face. I love these because they're quite sheer. They're not too pigmented. When I am bronzing, my worst enemy is an ultra pigmented bronzer because then I just look like I've been slapped in the face with mud. And this one comes in a good variety of shades for fair to really deep skin tones, so there's that. Now that I'm back from the dead, I'm gonna be going in with an illuminating bronzer. This one was 99 cents by Palladio Cosmetics. This is their baked bronzer in Atlantic Tan. Not only is this a beautiful illuminating bronzer, it's also the perfect illuminator for anyone who's kind of medium dark to deep. As you can see, it's very, very, very luminous. Much more of a highlighter than a bronzer. To highlight for real, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. highlighter. I don't know what this is. Illuminator. Doesn't have a name. Just has a shade in Blush Gems. This applies so intensely, beautifully, magically with a damp brush. So that is what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be applying it damp on the high planes of the cheekbone and then regular on the bridge of the nose and the Cupid's bow. For blush, I'm going to be using a new brand to me. This is the shade Peach Velvet by No. 7. This blush is so nice. It is so pigmented, easy to blend, not dry. Honestly, NYX Intense Butter Gloss in Peanut Brittle, best gloss at the drugstore at this moment in time. These are so pigmented, especially this shade. I feel like it's a great nude all across the range of skin tones from super pale to super deep. It's really beautiful, really flattering. As you can see, I'm just lining in with a random lip liner just to even out my lip line, and then I'm going to be going over that with the shade. So that wraps up this best at the drugstore makeup tutorial. I know it was very to the point. Just wanted to show you how well the products worked, give you some recommendations, show you how to use them. Hope you learned something regardless, at least. I mean, if not, I hope you were inspired. But that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will talk in my next video.